Brian Kelly owed more than $50 million. So far, he has said no to 2 offers. Welcome to Southeast Sports Plus. Gerhard Mathangani and Patrick Walsh with you. Patrick, I really find this interesting because a lot of times, like we say, once these buyout numbers come out, you just expect both sides to just handle it and everything is fine. Same thing with James Franklin, same thing with Sam Pittman. I don't know their exact details. Like, for the most part, it's like this amount of money paid about this amount of days, and then annually it's this. But typically these stories just kind of go away. But not the case here with Brian Kelly.
I don't remember a firing as publicized as this one, with all the outcry from the governor, from Brian Kelly now turning down settlement offers, and like all of the hoopla surrounding a head coach being fired. I don't remember an instance quite as entertaining as this. I think I mentioned that when the whole governor comments came out, it sounded like something straight out of the offseason. We're in July, we're just before SEC media days. We're trying to figure out something to talk about before the season kicks in. But the fact that came out in the middle of the season still was a little bit shocking. And then this, Brian Kelly turning down these settlement offers. I'd love to hear what you think. Honestly, I don't blame him.
No,
I mean, especially after how things have gone afterwards.
Yes, for sure. I'm right there with you because of the way things have gone, and to fire him mid-season. If I'm Brian Kelly, I'm not taking these offers both offers that were publicized, and I know that you have those numbers, but it was immediately after Scott Woodward came over and said, hey, $25 million lump sum. That's less than half of what he was owed.
Yeah.
I'm saying no to that for sure. And then the second offer, $30 million, 2 payments. And I'm not a multimillionaire, but I'm not saying no to any, even from my perspective, if I'm Brian Kelly, I'm like, hey, you want to put those 2 numbers together? You want to put that $30 million and that $25 million together and you pay me that? Then that's fine. But outside of that, I'm not taking it.
It's like, for the rare occasion that if anyone's watching here ever wins the lottery, first of all, congratulations, and great for you.
Yes.
You never have to work again.
Right.
But it's like the question, all right, do I take the lump sum or do I take the deferred payments?
Right.
And in this situation, I mean, $25 million lump sum from Scott Woodward. Yeah, maybe. And then you look at the other one, $30 million in 2 payments. It feels like LSU's like trying to backtrack a little bit, right the wrongs, try to save some money on the books. And honestly, Brian Kelly, good for you for standing on business.
For sure.
Because you need to get your money.
Yes.
And we need to do away with these ridiculous buyouts in college athletics because, LSU is just going to reload because they just have an infinite amount of money, it seems like.
Yes.
But when you have some of these other colleges that don't really have the money and, you're trying to hire away a good coach.
Right.
And then he doesn't pan out. Then, you're just shooting yourself in the foot for the next 5 years after because you're just paying buyouts.
That's exactly right. And I think, too, if you have a situation like if you're Brian Kelly, he's young enough to still coach again. So he's still young enough to make a lot more money. But these contracts, they have buyouts for a reason. It's there to protect the school and to protect the person that is coaching the school. What would be your minimum number as far as like, hey, they're going to come to you with a lump sum? What would be your like, hey, I would take it for this amount of money, or would it be 54 as the floor?
Well, let me do some quick math here real quick. So 18. Yeah, so I was gonna say probably 2/3 of what I was owed, which in his case would come out to $36 million.
36, all right.
And the highest offer was $30 million over 2 payments.
Right.
I would take, hey, if you give me $36 million right now, I will gladly take that, save you a few bucks.
Right.
But I think part of it was just him being stubborn.
Yes.
And just being so mad at LSU.
Yeah.
And everything that transpired that he's like, no, I'm going to stand on business. You could pay me $70 million right now, and I'd still say no.
That's exactly right. I was thinking about it too, and I think that I will not. I know I said not anything under 54. I do think along with you had it at 2/3. I think I'd go somewhere in that same neighborhood. I think maybe 40 to 45 would be the number I would say. Okay, we probably won't haggle after this. Now, if this were my last job, like for Brian Kelly, if he thought that he was never going to coach again, then I would say, hey, the whole 54, because now because he might think that he's on the back nine of his career. This would be the last chance at this kind of money if he goes to a smaller school, whatever. But he's still young enough to get another big job, in my opinion. So he's still young enough to be able to make $4, $5, $6, $8 maybe $10 million at another gig. And so that's the reason why I think my number would be slightly less than what the buyout is overall. But the two buyouts that were there, no way in the world. No way in the world.
I mean, especially from Scott Woodward. Scott Woodward trying to do damage control after he knew, oh man, here we go again. Even though it later was corrected that the Jimbo Fisher buyout was not technically under his watch. Just Jimbo Fisher being brought over to Texas A&M, and the original contract was under his watch.
Right, that's exactly right. And so these buyout stories get crazy, and the Brian Kelly story will get crazy. We'll continue following that one.